And you support defunding the Department of War. We have geopolitical foes that want to destroy us. There's a lot of evil in this world. That's why I don't understand this whole idea: abolish prisons, no bail, eliminate cash bail, and defund the police. But they're saying it. So when people tell you they're believing something and they're running on that platform, then you've got to believe they mean it. So I'm trying to get as many of these DSA candidates on record as possible. Linda, you saw the guy from where you grew up in Pennsylvania last night on TV. I mean, he's saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, he's not hiding it, that's for sure.
Okay, I don't think most of them are hiding it. Now, what's going to happen is at some point the DSA is going to send out a memo, and this happened when Barack Obama was running for president. He was constantly mentioning my name repeatedly on the campaign trail. I kind of lived rent-free in his head. I saw about a week ago, Gavin Newsom, I lived rent-free in his head, tweeting something out to me, and then I just go in and I do my usual no-show governor. He's a world traveler. He's, a world-renowned author, as long as his books are bought in bulk by his supporters, which is just phony. Then, of course, he's a full-time podcaster, Trump stalker, half-time Hannity stalker. And I'm like, well, Gavin, you have the highest income taxes, sales taxes, gas taxes, and, 18 months after the Pacific Palisades fires, people can't get building permits to build their homes. Why don't you help those people out? And, of course, nothing but crickets and silence. He's traveling the world. He's doing his podcast. He's writing his book and attacking Trump and attacking me and doing everything but fixing the problem. It's 18 months later. And we still don't even know if they solved or resolved the issue of hydrants that had no water in them and reservoirs that were empty. It's kind of, unfathomable. It's incomprehensible to me. So that's where we find ourselves. This guy, Chris Rabb, mistakenly, by the way. So I found out from somebody that apparently the night of El Sayed, Tuesday night, he was on with Hassan Piker. Did you know that, Linda?
I did.
When he was on with Hassan, you did or you didn't?
I did.
Chris Rabb.
Yes.
Yeah, and apparently Piker was talking about me because they were talking about his appearance that was upcoming last night on my TV show. And by the way, if we haven't put it out on social media, has it got any pickup? I don't read social media.
There's a lot of people talking, yes.
A lot of people talking about it. Anyway, so with all that said, we'll probably play some of that as this program unfolds. Then we look forward to having this other candidate from Florida on. And I want you to listen very closely because I don't think anybody else is going to do it. Oliver Larkin is this guy's name. And then if you agree with their beliefs, then go vote for them. If these beliefs don't scare you on some fundamental level, then we're in trouble. Because if this doesn't motivate you to get out and vote in this midterm election year, I don't know if there's anything I can ever say that will. This is America as we know it, hanging in the balance. Now, that may sound a little severe, but it's true. Recent industry survey, Pure Talk, the only wireless company to receive 5 stars every category: coverage, support, value, data. Now, frankly, all of us deserve 5-star wireless service. And now our friends at Pure Talk, my cell phone provider, a veteran-owned company, they have an invitation for you. If you make the switch to Pure Talk, not only do you get the same cell towers, same 5G network, the same exact service, the average family not only saves over $1,000 a year. Now, for a limited time, any plan that they have, including their top shelf unlimited data plan, for the first 3 months is only going to be $15 a month. You're saving even more money. And by the way, you're doing that risk-free because there's no contract to sign. You can cancel at any time, no penalty. But you know what? You'll get 5-star for support, a dedicated U.S. customer service team. I mean, you get the exact same service, cell towers, 5G network, save over $1,000. Make the switch. It's simple, fast, easy. Dial pound 250, say the keyword save now. Pound 250, keyword save now from our friends at Pure Talk.
America listens to Sean Hannity, and he's on right now.
Hey, John, what's the plan?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
My name is Preston James. I've been a stock and options trader for 23 years. I used to be an active swing trader, but that all changed once I discovered my Money Press weekly paycheck method. These days, I'm a passive trader hauling in more cash while being able to sleep at night than I ever dreamed possible. I'm passionate about the market and I like to keep it simple. My methods are changing thousands of lives and I'm confident it can change yours. But let the proof do the talking. By going to accountproof.com, that's accountproof.com, you'll see a 7-minute video revealing how my Money Press method grew a $54,000 account to $174,000 in less than 9 months. That works out to 5.8% per week. You'll see the proof right inside my real brokerage account. This isn't about overnight riches, but once you discover this for yourself, you can start on this same path overnight. You're 7 minutes away from changing everything you thought you knew about trading and investing. Go to accountproof.com to get started. That's accountproof.com.
When an earache strikes, you need relief fast. Introducing Earache RX pain-relieving eardrops from Dr. Easy, the makers of Wax RX. With 4% lidocaine, Earache RX eardrops have real medicine. The maximum strength available without a prescription. Strong enough for adults, yet gentle enough for kids. Earache RX eardrops are perfect for the discomfort from swimmer's ear too. Get fast relief that starts working on contact. Don't wait for an earache to strike. Get the power of real medicine. Get Earache RX at Walgreens today.
Business owners, tired of slow banks, piles of paperwork, and credit-based loan denials? At Signet, funding is based on your revenue, not your credit score. No red tape, no waiting weeks, just fast access to capital with real people who understand small business. You need to be in business at least 1 year and averaging $50,000 a month or more. Get started at signetfunding.com. No cost, no obligation. That's SIGNET funding.com. signetfunding.com. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PERFECT5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PERFECT5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code PERFECT5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. Offers vary by user and location. Go to Upside.com for terms and details.
Business owners, have you ever stopped to consider what your life's work might be worth? Most owners spend decades building a business. They sacrifice weekends, miss family events, worry about payroll, navigate economic cycles, and carry risks most people could never understand. Then one day they realize the company they've spent a lifetime building may be worth far more than they ever imagined. Depending on your industry, your company could be worth tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of dollars. Yet many owners continue taking the same risks they've taken for years because they've never explored what a sale could mean for their family, their future, and the next chapter of their lives. At Carnegie Point, we help business owners understand their options. Whether you want to sell your entire company, sell a majority interest, or simply understand what your business may be worth, we're here to help. Call Carnegie Point today for a confidential valuation and financial analysis at 800-480-9190. That's 800-480-9190. Or visit CarnegiePoint.com.
Hey, employers, quit being and consider offering an affordable medical plan. The Claim Doc Dual Option Approach. Wouldn't it be nice to offer a major network option for the executives who can afford higher premiums and deductibles while offering a significantly lower cost medical plan for most of your employees? Well, cheer up. Now you can. Ask your broker about the Claim Doc Dual Option Approach and stop being by offering a plan your employees can no longer afford. Visit claimdoc.com to learn more.
channel 125, and on the SiriusXM app.
Linda believes in eliminating the Senate, the presidency, and Congress picks judges. She wants wide open borders. She wants to abolish the border. She wants an amnesty.
Who is this? Oh, you're not talking about me.
About Linda. That's Linda. That's you. That's your voice. Abolishing ICE, defunding the Department of War, ending all the. You're for all this, right? And no more cash bail, a wealth tax, Green New Deal, abolish prisons and police. You agree with all that, right?
Did someone slip you a tainted Jolly Rancher? What is going on in that studio? What is happening?
What is a tainted Jolly Rancher?
It's exactly what it sounds like, my friend. And I'm wondering, it must be something, because you seem to have lost your mind.
If you go on Bill Maher's podcast, you'll...
Yes, well done, Jason. Exactly right.
No. That's probably the reason I can't do it. I mean...
I told you, I love this idea. I think you should. You guys could sit outside. Pick a spot and sit outside. You do.
He's not going to change anything for me. Trust me, he doesn't care.
You would change for him. He would change for you. I think it would be nice.
I'd have a drink with him. Drink with anybody. I even offered to buy a bottle of beer back in the day.
You could do drinks and cigars by the water.
Exactly.
Very romantic.
There'll be some kind of smoke in that room.
There'll be some kind of smoke. Cigar smoke? I can live with that. All right, anyway. So we'll play last night's DSA candidate. We have another one coming on today, Oliver Larkin in Florida, the 25th District. We'll get to all of that, your reaction to it. Lee Zeldin, John Solomon, Greg Jarrett also coming up. We'll get to a lot of calls if you want to weigh in on this radicalized, or if you saw last night's show and you want to weigh in, maybe you give me your grade. 800-941-SEAN, our toll-free telephone number. You want to be a part of the program as we continue.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-949-1441. That's 800-949-1441. 800-949-1441.
Business owners, tired of slow banks, piles of paperwork, and credit-based loan denials? At Signet, funding is based on your revenue, not your credit score. No red tape, no waiting weeks, just fast access to capital with real people who understand small business. You need to be in business at least 1 year and averaging $50,000 a month or more. Get started at signetfunding.com. No cost, no obligation. That's SIGNET funding.com. signetfunding.com.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value for your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Hi, this is professional golfer Mark O'Mara. When it came to building my personal putting green, I called Celebrity Greens, the leader in customized synthetic golf greens. Celebrity Greens designed an amazing backyard green for me and a synthetic lawn area for my dogs that looks and acts just like natural grass. You can't beat Celebrity Greens' attention to detail and exceptional customer service. Learn how to create a championship putting green in your own backyard. Call the pros at Celebrity Greens, 1-888-507-7960, or visit them online at celebritygreens.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4181. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at tra.com or call 800-575-4181. That's 800-575-4181. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Visit aquablation.com. Aquablation.com. That's aquablation.com. Visit aquablation.com. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include, but are not limited to, urinary symptoms, mild pain, infection, or less frequently, urethral or rectal injury, or ejaculatory dysfunction. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more.
It used to be that stuffing tissues up your nose was really the only way to stop your messy, frustrating nosebleeds. Nampons are the doctor-recommended better option that over 3 million people have already discovered. So what's a nampon? Nampons fit inside your nose perfectly, expand for gentle pressure, and even have a clotting agent clinically proven to stop the bleeding fast. And now nampons are available at Walmart. So ditch the tissue and be prepared for your next nosebleed. Pull in the Walmart right now and get nampons in the first aid aisle.
This is Sirius XM Patriots, Channel 125. You can't always believe what the other side claims. That's why there's the Sean Hannity Show.
I-25 till the top of the hour. 800-941-SEAN is our number if you want to be a part of the program. All right, it's sad. Headlines change and news cycles go at the speed of light, but the facts on the ground remain the same for the people of Israel. So many Israeli densely populated cities have been targeted, and the humanitarian need is so great, it's unfathomable. People that have lost their home, they've lost everything. And they need food and water and shelter and clothing and medications. You name it, they need it. That's where the IFCJ comes in. And still they're in a fight for their survival against people dedicated to wiping them off the map. Now, the people on the ground, and have been from day one, is the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. They're on the ground providing all this life-saving aid, humanitarian assistance for struggling families. They're providing emergency medical clinics, mobile clinics to the elderly that can't get out and see a doctor. Anyway, if you want to help out our friends in need, please donate generously if you can. They have set up a website. It is prayifcj.org. That's prayifcj.org today. All right, we'll get back to this issue of the Democratic Socialists in just a minute. We do have some other news that we got to get to. You know, our friend Steve Moore, he came on the program yesterday, and there's this whole untold story about the economy and how, you know, not only setting records in the stock market. The stock market has never been my big barometer, and I've stayed consistent over the years, but you know, when you see record after record after record being set, and the price of oil coming down whenever the president wants it to by, you know, just lightening up on Iran and the Strait of Hormuz, it's not ideal, but it is what it is. The president had no choice, according to every source I have. And Dan Bongino is the one that saw the the presidential daily briefing, the PDB has said, nah, they had no option. They had no choice. And if either that or, the whole world would be held hostage. I don't think the president gets enough credit for that part. But Unleash Prosperity, Steve Moore, Americans now pay more in taxes than they do on food, clothing, and shelter, which fits into this narrative of all these Democratic Socialist candidates. In a post shared on X, Steve Moore cited a chart from the Committee to Unleash Prosperity, estimating that Americans paid about $8.19 trillion. I'm sorry, 8.19 trillion in tax. $8. What am I out of my mind? 8.19 trillion in taxes in 2025. Now that's up from 7.39 trillion that they spent on food, clothing, and housing combined. What does that mean? That means Americans now, you are all paying more in taxes than you do for food and clothing and for shelter. Government has become so big, so bloated that taxes cost more than life's basic necessities, he wrote. Every American taxpayer should be outraged. Now, a Pew Research survey published in April found that 60% of U.S. adults believe that they pay more in federal taxes than is fair, up from 56%. If you work for a living, which is most of you in this audience, if you work for a living, you need to understand, and I've said this for a long, long time, if you want to eliminate and greatly reduce the tax burden on the American people, stop withholding the taxes. They withhold your federal tax, your state tax, if your state has a tax. Mine does not. They withhold your FICA, Social Security money, et cetera, et cetera. They just take it right out of your check, and you don't even get to touch it. But if you got your full check, well, how much do you make? If you ask people, how much do you make, weekly, bi-weekly? They'll give you a number. But they're not including the money that was taken out for taxes. It's like you don't see it. It doesn't exist. But if you got that full amount and you had to cut a check to your federal government, your state government, and pay your Social Security tax every single week or bi-weekly or every single month, you'd be pissed with every check that you wrote because you'd see the actual amount that you pay. And, for people to talk about, well, the rich don't pay their fair share. Sorry, the people that don't pay anything, the bottom 50% of wage earners, pay about 2% of federal income taxes. Top 10% pay nearly 60%. And you go up from there. So this notion, this idea, tax the rich and rich aren't paying their fair share, that just is not true. What they're saying. If you got, 8.19 trillion in taxes that were paid in 2025, which is more than what people spend on food, clothing, and housing combined. I mean, how much more can they possibly take? They're talking about really what they want to do, and they're not saying this part out loud. They are promising you when they talk about, the Green New Deal, guaranteed government jobs and basic income, government job guaranteed, universal housing is guaranteed, whether you have money or not. Child care is guaranteed. Government-run grocery stores guaranteed at a discount. Meanwhile, grocery stores have a profit margin of like 2 or 3%. You're going to transition and we're going to get rid of oil and gas, renewable energies, income the wind farms or whatever you call these things. This is insanity. The lifeblood of the world's economy is oil, coal, and liquefied natural gas. Period.
Yeah, it's buggy.
Of which we are the number one producer in the entire world.
It's starting
we have the
get a little bit cool off with the rain.
Envy. We now have surpassed Venezuela.
Good to see you, buddy.
Surpassed Saudi Arabia.
Trying to do a little dashing. I'm not getting any orders though. I'm probably gonna have to drive into the suck to get some orders till our meeting.
Gas, combined, it's unbelievable the amount of natural resources.
Give it a few more minutes before I start heading out.
Abundance. So all of this, and then you add reparations to it and everything. There won't be any money. What happens is, if you believe as I do that people are born with natural talent, just like you have a unique fingerprint, unique DNA. People have natural talent. With that natural talent comes abilities. Education, I've described this in the past, is from Latin. It means to bring forth from within. And that means that God put it there. And if you provide sunlight and you
Well,
nurture some,
the border of the suck, which will probably take me into the suck. So the meeting's near there, so
they have will emerge. When
that's
that
all right.
talent emerges, then that child
Until 5 o'clock, I get an extra $1 per order.
to
So
use it to produce goods and services. That's why if our educational system wasn't all about indoctrination, but trying to find kids' talents, their natural talent, their natural ability, then, you know, and I always tell young people, find what you love and then find a way to make money at it. Then they would find that talent, find their passion, use that passion, and in a society that cherishes liberty and freedom, then they'd be able to use it to produce goods and services. You can't force people to use your services or the goods you produce.
How's your day today?
You want to buy them. Everybody wants to buy
you do your volunteering today?
Everybody wants to buy a computer. Everybody wants to buy a car. All right, but you get the idea. And then you find a way. Then you have a purpose in your life, which adds a whole nother dimension to the quality of your life. And I don't know, I mean, even going back to my days being a server and a dishwasher and a cook and a bartender and a busboy and all that stuff, you know, I was serving other people. I had a sense of personal satisfaction at the end of every shift. You know, when I was a contractor, I painted a room and I'd look back at the
Good timing then on my stream.
In that wall that you're working on, that space you're working on, and you see your work at the end of a 10-hour day, whatever number of hours I was working, you have a sense of accomplishment and pride in what you do. I had the same.
Was it busy today?
I hung wallpaper, laid tile, and, you know, did framing and all the other work that I did. I just did. Interesting other developments here. We, you know, this is like the final nail in the coffin, I guess, with El Sayed, and people are like, wow. El Sayed has done one thing, Hassan Piker's buddy, is I think that this race has awakened people. Now, if you looked at the polls going into Tuesday in Michigan, if you looked at those polls were very, very clear that he was supposed to win by double digits. He didn't. It became a lot closer because I think people are slowly becoming aware of it. Now, I am arguing, I know that no money has been spent in Texas as of now in that Senate race against Talafrico. I think once his agenda, him and his own words, it goes viral among the people of Texas. Usually this happens after Labor Day. I think people will reject it in astounding numbers in Texas. You know, but then, you know, this is now the official party of like the Michael Moores of the world. Michael Moore was on fake news CNN last night, apparently, or the night before, saying he's so disgusted by the same old flavor of Democratic politicians, he's willing to get on his knees and beg progressive candidates to come in and topple the party establishment.
Because they require a change in the establishment and in the way things are done to effectuate the changes you want to see.
If I could get on my knees and beg, it would be for exactly what you just said, because we are not going to win the other way. We lost that way when in 24. It's not going to happen if we allow this to happen. We are in charge of this, and we need to get busy.
Michael Moore is such a moron.
It's not about elected. Let me tell you, I've known Dr. El Sayed for many years.
He's not a doctor.
Campaign for governor in 2019.
Never been a licensed doctor. He's got a medical degree, but he's not a licensed doctor.
So lucky. If he were our senator representing us and standing up for the people who are dying every day over there, I will not support hacks in the Democratic Party who have led us to this Waterloo.
Fucking moron.
When Bernie Sanders, who has been the most successful, along with AOC, member of the Senate, in AOC's case, member of the House, in terms of helping to choose these DSA candidates, their endorsements have held more weight than any other Democrat. And when Bernie Sanders is out there telling somebody like James Carville, I've known James Carville for a long, long time, and he's kind of been going off the edge lately. But he says he's not going to be part of a party with Abdul El Sayed and Hassan Piker. Doesn't want any part of it. Well, Bernie, he's so confident that they now have a stranglehold on the old Democratic Party. This is what he's telling James Carville. Go start your own party. That's what he's telling him. And it's pretty amazing. But that's how arrogant this movement has now gotten. Democrats are in the hot seat for skipping a crucial hearing on radical groups hiding in the U.S.
Oh, that's too bad.
I am telling you, this is a different world than we've ever lived in before. I say that these are uncharted waters. I am not wrong. Now, President Trump blasting Democratic Socialist candidates as they're full of Adam Schiff, and that's all fine and good. Democrats will try to make this election about Trump, but I'm telling you, it's about really the future of the country. It is way bigger than that. I got a kick out of Francesca Hong, who once, trashed Thanksgiving. Now it's now my favorite holiday. That would be
favorite holiday is Thanksgiving because I have it. Yep, I don't want to cancel it. I actually love it. We bring actually it's kind of in-laws and family members and their in-laws, and it's a big event. And I'm gonna be real. I'm kind of a curmudgeon when it comes to holidays in general.
She originally said she doesn't like Thanksgiving. It's like Tellerico is now trying every election year conversion trick he can try. Even Jasmine Crockett. I was actually wrong in supporting Jasmine Crockett over Telefrico. I didn't know Telefrico was this nuts. Anyway, she doesn't sound like she's going to be placing any bets on Telefrico to win that Senate seat in Texas. And she doesn't buy the polls and says, I don't know. When asked if Telefrico can beat Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, and she said, when I look at the money, if Republicans start spending it in Texas, then I'll be convinced. Republicans haven't spent money yet. By the way, big win. We were big fans of John James. He won the Republican nomination for Michigan governor. He would be a great governor. I hope people pay attention. Anyway, remember Francesca, she wanted to cancel it. Oh, no, it's my favorite holiday. This is just going to be a fascinating election year. But I give this admonition. Some people are saying, well, this is exactly what we wanted. And I'm like, okay, it's exactly what we want on one level. It is the greatest choice election ever. But it will be meaningless if people are not aware of how bad and dangerous this threat is and what they stand for and what they will do. I saw Hassan Piker rejecting calls to unify Michigan Democrats. Because he rejected calls for...
How's she doing? She's doing all right. Actually, I think I'm going to roll up and get a little bit of cash so I can do some
unbelievably Islamic
cash
phobic pieces of bleep, he said.
orders too.
I said, okay, this is after Haley Stevens graciously endorsed the guy. Abdul Sayed tried to justify the recent terrorist attack on a Michigan Jewish preschool. Oh, he blamed the war in Gaza.
Yeah.
Israel's war in Gaza.
Well, a little cash. So right now, the only thing I have a restriction on is cash on delivery because I don't have any cash on me. So you're taking a risk when you're doing those. I don't know why this guy's sitting here.
Reflected Israel's actions in the Middle East, arguing that hurt people. People hurt. That's like 40,000 dead Americans. You compare our population to Israel's. Nobody ever talks about that.
I'm out.
800-941 Sean if you want to be a part of the program. Listen, I want to remind you, born on America's darkest day, 9/11/01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. They've spent years now honoring American heroes. This is now the 25th anniversary year of 9/11/01, and that foundation continues their commitment to put
pretty gloomy out.
Put their lives on.
Well, I need change, so I'm gonna go in there and get like $40 out, and then
their courage, their sacrifice will never be forgotten. When a first responder, military service member does not
break one of the 20s, so I'll have fish. No, I don't have a dash. I just need to get some cash from the ATM here.
For catastrophically injured vets, first responders, Tunnel to Towers, they build those mortgage-free smart homes.
Something walk around, cash, drink.
Veterans program. And Tunnel to Towers.
Actually, let me pause right now while I'm doing this.
Veterans nationwide. Now, please donate generously. These are the people that put their lives on the line for us. Let's honor them.
Well, they don't. We're not required to take actual coinage or change, but.
Letter T, number 2, letter T.org.
Man, look at this Meyer going up. There's the gas station right there, the building behind it. I mean, they're really getting close with it.
This is the Sean Hannity Show.
Business owners, tired of slow banks, piles of paperwork, and credit-based loan denials? At Signet, funding is based on your revenue, not your credit score. No red tape, no waiting.
Yeah, Meyer's going up fast.
Access to capital for the real people who understand small business. You need to be in business at least 1 year and averaging $50,000 a month or more. Get started at signetfunding.com. No cost, no obligation. That's SIGNET funding.com. signetfunding.com.
Hi, this is Sherry, owner of LifeSource Water. We really don't know what's in our water. We use water more than 100 times per day and assume it's fine. At LifeSource, we've been tackling water problems for 42 years, making sure every tap in your home has clean water. Honest, dependable, no gimmicks. That's what good neighbors do, and that's what we do at LifeSource Water. Call 1-800-WATER-99 to speak with a factory representative, to ask for a free installation, or visit us at lifesourcewater.com. LifeSource, taste and feel the difference.
Warranty limitations apply. This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-651-5982 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-651-5982. That's 800-651-5982. What do you have to lose? Call 800-651-5982. Again, 800-651-5982.
Imagine relying on a dozen different software programs to run your business, none of which are connected. And each one more expensive and more complicated than the last. It can be pretty stressful. Now imagine Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on one platform, giving you peace of mind that your business is being taken care of from every angle. Odoo has user-friendly applications for CRM, accounting, inventory, manufacturing, marketing, HR, everything in between. Basically, if your business needs it, Odoo's got it. Odoo sounds pretty amazing, right? So stop depending on all those expensive, disconnected platforms and let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. Sign up today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. Odoo, modern management made simple.
Small business funding approved and funded same day? At a bank? Impossible. At Cardiff, it's the norm. My name's William Stern. In 2004, I built Cardiff to make it faster and easier to access business funding. We believe that if you have the revenue, you should have the capital. And that's why we've made it possible to get your business approved and funded as fast as today. Since 2004, Cardiff has funded over $12 billion for American small businesses, helping owners grow without the red tape. Our online application takes less than 5 minutes with absolutely zero impact on your personal credit. If you've been in business for at least a year, doing $20,000 in monthly revenue, you could qualify for up to $500,000 in same-day funding. Don't let the big banks slow you down. Go to cardiff.co/SXM. That's cardiff.co/SXM. Real growth, fast funding. Cardiff. Borrow better.
It's the Sirius XM channel 125.
Hannity Shootout is coming up today. You don't want to miss this. We're going to check in with Oliver Larkin, one of these DSA candidates. We'll also replay some of my debate last night on Hannity with DSA member Chris Rabb. We also have John Solomon and Greg Jarrett are going to join us. And also Lee Zeldin will check in, and a lot of your calls coming up. Write down a toll-free telephone number. It's 800-941-SEAN if you want to be a part of this extravaganza. We'll get to your calls and comments coming up straight ahead.
You've put up with your old shower for too long. It's outdated, unsafe, and it's time to replace it. But why struggle with a lengthy shower remodel when Jacuzzi can do it in just one day? And there's no need to break a sweat or your budget. Right now, we're waiving all installation costs, plus offering 0 interest and 0 payments for up to 1 year. So you can finally convert your old bath to a safer, easy entry shower, complete with a custom seat, grab bars, and slip-resistant floor installed in 1 day.
My overall experience with Jacuzzi has been wonderful. Everything was customized to the way I wanted it for the price that I wanted to pay.
To schedule your free design consultation and get free installation plus 0 interest and 0 payments for up to 1 year, call Jacuzzi today. Call 800-384-3319. That's 800-384-3319. 800-384-3319. With purchase and installation financing through third-party lenders, subject to credit approval, no interest and no payments if paid in full within 12 months. Interest charged from purchase date if not paid in full. Not all will qualify. Some installs take longer. Call dealer for details.
Results vary. Credit score increases, funding approvals, credit line amounts, and funding timelines are not guaranteed and depend on individual qualifications and lender requirements.
They're pounding on the door. They're calling on the phone. They're threatening to close your business. If debt has your business on the brink, call Ray Reynolds, the godfather of credit. For over 40 years, Ray Reynolds has helped thousands of customers get millions in cash credits. It's no wonder why they call Ray the godfather of credit. He may even be able to raise your score above 750 before the end of the year. You could even get a new personal or business credit line up to $50,000 within days. If your credit needs a rebuild, call Ray Reynolds and receive a $1,000 cash credit card at closing. Raise your credit score to 750 or more. Call Ray Reynolds at 800-235-4364. 800-235-4364. Learn about Ray's secrets to success and how he can fix and improve your credit score to 750 or more. Call the godfather of credit rebuild, Ray Reynolds, at 800-235-4364. 800-235-4364.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Freedom never gets old. Celebrating America 250. Sirius XM Patriot.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm John Scott. President Trump, in remarks from Las Vegas, says the U.S. was ready to attack Iran when Iranian officials asked to resume negotiations.
We were set for the biggest attack of any attack, and we've hit them very hard for the last few months. But we were all set for the biggest attack since World War II. And they called me and they said, please don't do it, let's talk. And then they said, we never said that. You know what? The fake news knows they did say that, but we are talking. Let's see what happens.
U.S. officials repeatedly insisting that Washington will not accept Iranian control over access to the Strait of Hormuz. Federal investigators looking into a communication breakdown involving the president's helicopter.
The National Transportation Safety Board and Federal Aviation Administration are examining an incident Tuesday involving Marine One as it departed with President Trump on board. Protocols require a ground stop when the presidential helicopter flies near Reagan National. The pilot tried multiple times to reach the tower, but the transmissions were unclear. Controllers later warned of departing aircraft, and Marine One held. Officials say the president was never in danger. Willie Nelson, the White House.
A very chilly reception for New York City's Democrat Socialist Mayor Zoran Mamdani at a pro-police event.
Moist doc, yeah.
As Mayor Mamdani started speaking on stage, he was relentlessly booed at the New York City police event on Staten Island,
Good.
a borough where many firefighters and police officers live, and voters lean Republican. The mayor making a few brief remarks and leaving the stage in under a minute. This was a National Night Out Against Crime event attended by close to 4,000 people. Laura Winters reporting.
In consumer news, WK Kellogg says it will remove artificial colors from all its cereals by the end of the year. The change comes a year ahead of schedule. For all these stories from townhall.com.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from Prussian tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with.
I hear you, brother.
I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-505-2906. 800-505-2906. 800-505-2906.
Health workers at the epicenter of Congo's Ebola outbreak protesting over unpaid wages. They abandoned several health facilities on Thursday demanding payment. The protest happening in Bunia. Confirmed cases in the outbreak approaching 4,000 now. The government in Paris going after telemarketers.
France is banning unsolicited telemarketing calls starting August 11th. That follows years of people complaining. The new law aims to protect consumers from the intrusive.
Surprised I haven't gotten one yet. That's why I'm heading toward the other area.
People had to opt out of marketing calls. Now, companies making the illegal calls can face some very heavy fines. Similar measures have been implemented in Germany. The United States, well, we only have the opt-out option, and many say that doesn't always work.
It never works. I opted out for years.
News and analysis at
I still get telemarketers all the time.
You can argue opinions all day long, but you can't argue results.
My spam filter works pretty well, though. Although sometimes it filters people that actually want to talk to.
Has everything your dog needs, but here's the truth: that bag of food.
But you would think, especially with the rain too, nobody's wanting to go out and cook or.
The fallout is itchy skin, achy joints, no energy, and endless trips to the vet. But when you add Rough Greens, you get the live vitamins, probiotics, enzymes, omega oils, and antioxidants that your dog needs. It's not marketing hype.
I guarantee you, when I get near mommy, it'll pick up.
Running around like puppies. Skin problems, finally finding relief. And even the pickiest eaters are licking their bowl clean.
I just like getting orders out in this area because generally the tips are decent.
I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to see it for yourself. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. Use discount code PROOF. That's RUFF Greens. Discount code PROOF.
My name is Preston.
Yeah, my spam filter on T-Mobile is usually pretty good.
3 years. I used to be an active swing trader, but that all changed once I discovered my Money Press weekly paycheck method. These days,
you get a lot of orders into Toledo from mommy, though. Only thing about it.
I'm passionate about the market, and I like to keep it simple. My methods are changing thousands of lives, and I'm confident it can change yours.
We'll see what happens.
Do the talking by going to accountproof.com. That's accountproof.com. You'll see a 7-minute video revealing how my Money Press method grew a $54,000 account to $174,000 in less than 9 months. That works out to 5.8%.
Oh man, I accidentally got sweet tea. God damn it!
Inside my real brokerage account. This isn't about overnight riches, but once you discover this for yourself, you can start on this same path overnight. You're 7 minutes away from changing everything you thought you knew about trading and investing. Go to accountproof.com.
I almost want to go back.
That's accountproof.com.
East on Dutch Road, County Route 1.
I will not support hacks in the Democratic Party who have led us to this water.
Well, as you well know, ICE has nothing to do with the southern border. That's Customs and Border Protection, and I think we need to abolish it and switch
Well, that's not much of a choice. If Mr. Carville doesn't want to be in my party, the party that I belong to, that Micah, that Stella Syed belongs to, he can start his own party.
Freedom is back in style. Welcome.
Oh, I got an order.
Revolution.
Barnes and Nobles. Okay. All right. Am I picking up a book at Barnes and Nobles? This is weird. The Arizona tea's good. wait till I'm stopped to fix that.
Underway from the White House. Now, we've had Dan Bongino on the program, we've had Cash Patel on the program, John Solomon, Greg Garrett. We've done a lot of analysis. We've talked about.
I'm not far away. I'm only 4 minutes away from the Barnes and Nobles too. So.
That nobody even knew existed, kind of like one of these safe rooms that people have in their houses, etc. And for example,
I don't even need to get out of this lane. Exit right here. Get on and get right back off.
But a lot of this information, these are government documents that are being.
I just like unsweetened tea, although Arnold Palmer's are pretty good because I like lemonade. I always get it with unsweetened tea because lemonade's sweet enough. Dang, pretty good. I wonder what the fuck. I mean, I know there's a Starbucks here too, but there's a closer Starbucks to.
Unverifiable. This was all bunk and false. Hillary Clinton bought and paid for dirty Russian dossier. Here's what he said at the time.
The way we operate in the Department of Justice, if we're going to accuse somebody of wrongdoing, we have to have admissible evidence, credible witnesses. We need to be prepared to prove our case in court, and we have to affix our signature to the charging document. That's something that not everybody appreciates. There's a lot of talk about FISA applications, and many people that I see talking about it seem not to recognize what a FISA application.
I haven't seen one of those in forever. I don't think we have them anymore either.
In order to get a FISA search warrant, you need an affidavit signed by a career federal law enforcement officer who swears.
I'm actually surprised Barnes and Noble is still doing
the best of his knowledge and belief.
Business. I mean, with Amazon, a lot of people just order their shit online. I do mostly audiobooks now just because my eyes aren't all that great and I'm driving all the time.
Signed one of the full warrants. Comey himself signed 3 of them. Now we had John Solomon on yesterday. Again, more declassified documents that after Comey was fired, that there was an effort. Now I got to take you back to November of 2016. Remember, career professional intelligence officials, they came up with a presidential daily briefing. In it, they had made the determination that there was no Russia collusion or interference in the 2016 election. Then a big meeting in the White House under Barack Obama, and that was December 8th, 2016. In that meeting, you had Clapper and Brennan and Biden and Obama, maybe others, and in that meeting, they didn't like the assessment of career professional intelligence people.
They're the blended bifocals, so it's both.
To not listen to it and do another assessment that fit their agenda.
I got astigmatism, so.
For what became 3 years of Russia collusion. That was always false. Listen.
We're about to find out if the new president of our country is going to.
Every time I come here, there's another store closed in the South Door Mall, though.
U.S. military.
I think he's afraid of the president of Russia. Why? I think one can speculate as to why. The Russians may have something on him personally.
We have to wait till the hammer and sickle is on the American flag before we stand up to this guy?
If it turns out that Donald Trump stole the election, that he conspired with the Russians to undermine our democracy. And I don't obsess with how many fingers the hand of Russia had in Trump. Well, Donald Trump is either an agent of Russia or he's a useful idiot.
And that was the media narrative, just running, they are just an extension of the deep state. Anyway, John Solomon, founder, investigative reporter, editor-in-chief, justthenews.com, Greg Jarrett, Fox News, legal analyst, New York Times, best-selling author. He wrote 2 books on the issue of Russia collusion. John, let's start with the news. I mean, like all of it, it gets confusing. And then there's a level of frustration that I and the audience have is because we did unpeel every layer.
Yeah, I'm just...
all the information and evidence was there. Nobody ever gets held accountable.
Yeah, listen,
be right back.
This is a very important moment because what's happening because of the president's creation of this task force is we're able to get the documents that have been denied us for 9 and 10 years now. You're now going on 10 years from the
I'll be right back.
This month, or last month. The 10-year anniversary of the Washington conspiracy. For the first time, we're getting to the documents that the deep state, the bureaucrats, the politically motivated people in government who created a weaponized system didn't want us to see. That evidence becoming public creates a roadmap for prosecutors to go. Prosecutors can't
prosecute things they don't know about. And I think what's really remarkable now is the evidence coming out.
But I got to stop you in this sense, and then Greg will weigh in. Hasn't the statute of limitations passed unless they build a massive grand conspiracy case?
That's exactly what we no doubt most of the crimes are on the 5-year statutes expired years ago, way when Joe Biden was president. But the opportunity now is to show that this was a wash, rinse, repeat cycle of violating President Trump's civil liberties, and then let a prosecutor see if they can convince the grand jury to do that, or roll up shop. But the first thing that starts with is you have to get to the evidence that we didn't know existed. That's what happened in Watergate, happened in Whitewater. Remember when we did Whitewater years ago? That some of the stuff was from the 80s in Arkansas. But we were able to get to it, and that ultimately led to a special prosecutor in prosecutions. Right now, we're in the evidence extrication moment, and we're getting things that we were long denied. It's worse than we thought. All the things that Greg and I and you have wrote about and talked about, it's actually worse. We now know it's worse. And then the prosecutors will take that evidence, the Congress will take that evidence, and they'll decide whether they're going to hand out accountability or not. This is a great moment. It's a moment of transparency, unlike any time in the last 10 years. We're getting things in real time that we were denied for 9 or 10 years.
What do you make of all this, Greg? And, the question I've been asked so often, and I know both of you have been asked it as well, and you've been incredible partners in really doing a lot of the legwork and exposing all of this. And I'm grateful to both of you. But for the people that say to all of us, when is accountability coming? I don't know what your...
Let me first say, congratulations and thanks to John Solomon's intrepid digging, who has uncovered So it started with Crossfire Hurricane, which was conjured up by Hillary Clinton and then adopted by Comey and his lackeys at the FBI to try to stop Trump from getting elected. When it failed, they doubled down and tried to use it to drive him from office. And when Comey was fired by Trump, legitimately so, then they launched this other secret Oxford comma investigation. It's amazing to me they managed to bury and hide it for almost a decade. Now, as to your question about potential charges, I would begin with conspiracy to commit an offense or defraud the U.S. The statute's 18 U.S.C. 371. But I think the more important statutes are 241 and 242, which is conspiracy against rights and deprivation of rights under color of law. That's exactly what these malevolent and corrupt people at the FBI and to some extent the DOJ were doing. Other possibilities would include false statements or perjury, obstruction of justice, mail or wire fraud. I think all of those things are being considered by the U.S. Attorney's Office in South Florida. Joe DeGeneva seems to be in charge of that probe. But I think, and John will tell you this, he has been getting not just pushback from Democrats, but I think from people in the United States Senate. As John was reporting, Tom Cotton, John Thune, and some others to hand over some critical transcripts that would be useful to the grand jury in Florida. So, it's an uphill climb, but it can be done.
All right, quick break. More with John Solomon, justthenews.com, and Greg Jarrett, Fox News legal analyst on the other side. Our toll-free number is 800-941-SEAN if you want to be a part of the program. Listen, Treasury yields at the highest level in 20 years. One of the things, when I was first able to save money in my mid to late 20s, I was living paycheck to paycheck up till that point, trying to work my way in and out of college, running out of money, dropping out, running out of money, dropping out. Anyway, it was never a bad time in my life. I'm kind of glad in retrospect that part of my life happened. But somebody got a hold of me and said, well, you might want to take a percentage of your savings and put it in gold and silver. And I've done it ever since. And I'm glad I did. And this is where Goldco comes in. I'm a customer of theirs. They're also a partner. They advertise on this show, and I think they're the best. I've had nothing but a great experience with them. And they will give you, because they want people to be informed, they will rush you their free gold and silver guide. And do your due diligence on everything. It's a great kit. It's filled with critical information. Also, see if you qualify for their extra 10% in bonus gold or silver. That's just for getting started. It's a great deal. Goldco, great partner of the show, and I'm a customer. Anyway, give them a call now. It's 855-815-GOLD. That's 855-815-GOLD. One more time, 855-815-GOLD today.
Keeping the truth alive. Hannity is on right now.
I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife, and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/Slater.
When an earache strikes, you need relief fast. Introducing Earache RX pain-relieving eardrops from Dr. Easy, the makers of Wax RX. With 4% lidocaine, Earache RX eardrops have real medicine. The maximum strength available without a prescription. Strong enough for adults, yet gentle enough for kids. Earache RX eardrops are perfect for the discomfort from swimmer's ear too. Get fast relief that starts working on contact. Don't wait for an earache to strike. Get the power of real medicine. Get Earache RX at Walgreens today.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-651-5982 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-651-5982. That's 800-651-5982. What do you have to lose? Call 800-651-5982. Again, 800-651-5982.
Larry Elder here. When it comes to supplements, 2 things matter most. It works and you can trust it. Rather than tell you about Relief Factor, we'll let our customers do it. We hear from people every day whose lives have changed, and we like you to hear their stories. Mark was in tears from his daily hand joint discomfort. But after a week on Relief Factor, he felt 50% better, and now he barely notices any pain. Loves our customer service. He's so happy, he's spreading the word. And Mark is just one of many. I'm one of them. I take Relief Factor every single morning for back issues. I don't take Relief Factor, my back issues come back. They make it easy to find out if you'll be the next person telling us Relief Factor gave you your life back. 3 weeks for just $17.76. Go to ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com. Or call 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF. You'll connect with our friendly local team, and they will do everything they can to help. We hope you'll soon be sharing your story with us as well. ReliefFactor.com, 800-4RELIEF.
Results vary. Credit score increases. Funding approvals, credit line amounts, and funding timelines are not guaranteed and depend on individual qualifications and lender requirements.
They're pounding on the door. They're calling on the phone. They're threatening to close your business. If debt has your business on the brink, call Ray Reynolds, the godfather of credit. For over 40 years, Ray Reynolds has helped thousands of customers get millions in cash credit. It's no wonder why they call Ray the godfather of credit. He may even be able to raise your score above 750 before the end of the year. You could even get a new personal or business credit line up to $50,000 $1,000 within days. If your credit needs a rebuild, call Ray Reynolds and receive a $1,000 cash credit card at closing. Raise your credit score to 750 or more. Call Ray Reynolds at 800-938-7286. 800-938-7286. Learn about Ray's secrets to success and how he can fix and improve your credit score to 750 or more. Call the Godfather of Credit Rebuild, Ray Reynolds, at 800-938-7286. 800-938-7286.
When you're a small business owner, you're always looking for the next big thing. Whether you're a gym owner looking to expand, store stocking up for a busy season, or a restaurant owner planning a new menu, you'll always need capital to grow. But traditional banks are making it harder than ever to secure a small business loan. That's why thousands of business owners trust Cardiff for same-day funding. Their online application takes less than 5 minutes and won't impact your personal credit score. With over 2 decades of expertise, it's no surprise business owners keep voting Cardiff America's favorite small business lender. If you've been operating for at least a year and are earning at least $20,000 a month in revenue, apply now for up to $500,000 in same-day business funding at cardiff.co/SXM. Again, that's cardiff.co/SXM. Cardiff, borrow better.
This is Sirius XM Patriot, channel 125.
All right, we continue with Greg Jarrett, John Solomon, now newly released declassified documents on top of everything we've reported for years on this program about this phony Russia collusion narrative. John, let's talk about, we knew all of this ahead of time in many ways, but now we're learning more. We're learning new things. We're learning, that there was a specific title given to an operation just days after James Comey, according to these declassified documents. And again, you could see them on your website, justthenews.com. You go to whitehouse.gov, and people can then make their own determination on this. But these new documents show that immediately after Comey was fired, I believe it was May of 2017, that they start up again with another investigation. Was Russia involved with Donald Trump?
It is such an important moment now because as we got this evidence piecemeal over the last decade, the most extreme things, the things that showed the potential for criminality or for abuse, were redacted or they were left off the chart. We knew that President Trump was being investigated for the last decade for bomb destruction, and then ultimately Mueller declared him and said we're not going to charge him. What we didn't know was the predicate for that was the idea that he was working at the behest of Vladimir Putin to fire that. I mean, what we didn't know is the person who would have gotten that information and approved that investigation and then thrown it over the fence. His name was Rod Rosenstein. He's the man who knew why James Comey was really fired. He wrote the memo firing James Comey. He didn't write in his memo, President Trump ordered me to fire James Comey because Vladimir Putin asked him to do it. He wrote in his memo, James Comey should be fired because he broke Justice Department regulations in the way he handled the Hillary Clinton email case. So think about this. This created that leads to the Mueller appointment that says Donald Trump fired James Comey in our belief because he was acting at Russia's behest. At the time that is issued, time Mueller's appointed, we don't know this. The FBI already knew there was no Russia collusion. All the evidence I put in the story yesterday. They knew that Comey was fired for a cause, and they knew that there was never going to be evidence that Comey's firing was tied to anything having to do with Russia. It had everything to do with his performance. The IG would later conclude that. This stuff was the stuff that was kept secret. And for a prosecutor today who's trying to build a conspiracy case that people knew what they were doing was wrong. Multiple people were working together to create a fake investigation to potentially violate Donald Trump's civil liberties over a decade's time, right? Wash, rinse, repeat cycle. This is the sort of evidence that makes it possible to look at it as a conspiracy. It doesn't mean a grand jury will indict, but this level of insanity, accusing the sitting president of firing someone because Russia told him to do so without a shred of evidence, That's where you can really build a conspiracy case.
Well, it certainly sounds like one. And, I mean, Kash Patel is such a good record at the FBI right now. I mean, he's shattering every record in terms of arrests of bad people that, just wasn't being done under the previous FBI. And that in and of itself is frustrating. I would have hoped Director Wray, after Comey, would have, cleaned up Greg Jarrett, what is and what should be the greatest law enforcement agency in the entire world, which it once was.
Yeah, but it was ruined by James Comey and, the whole gang at the FBI. They adopted Hillary's scheme to smear Trump with a fiction that he colluded Russia, knowing all the while that it was bogus and simply made up. That didn't stop them from using it as a pretext. And then when that wasn't going so well, now, according to John's excellent reporting, they undertake this other second counterintelligence probe to conjure up even more bogus evidence with the exact same theme. Firing Comey is a Trump-Russia plot. They knew it wasn't. They knew it wasn't obstruction. And in point of fact, in both my books, I explain in great detail.
Oh my goodness! One of the things was a greeting card. Took forever to find it.
It was legally preposterous, and yet they did it, which I think just underscores the malevolence and corruption that infected the FBI. And it didn't end, with James Comey. When Christopher Wray took over, he was, Comey light in a better Brooks Brothers suit and a little bit slipperier than Comey. But, he had an obligation to disclose a lot of this information, and he didn't do it.
All right, I appreciate both of you. You have been unbelievably relenting in getting the truth out to the American people.
These are all golf books and the greeting card. I couldn't find a greeting card.
I'm not sure. I kind of agree with Dan Bongino how the country.
It was under. I don't know if you know how card display greeting card displays are. But there's an inside to them where you lift the thing up. I'm just glad the staff found it for me. There's no directions as to where things are in there.
If you have a 2, 3, or 4% mortgage rate, don't refinance it. You don't have to, but you can still get cash out of your home. Introducing Loan Pronto's zero-cost equity loan. Get all the cash you need without touching your first mortgage and without any fees. One local homeowner just got $100,000, paid off all their credit cards, paid off their existing HELOC, remodeled their kitchen, and saved over $1,500 per month. And it gets better. There's no hard credit pull front, usually no appraisal, no long drawn-out process. And listen, no closing costs. You may even be able to skip your next 2 house payments. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call Loan Pronto now. 855 the number 2 Pronto. Leave your low-rate mortgage intact to get the cash you need in as little as 2 weeks without paying closing costs. LoanPronto.com. See how much you can get right now. 855-2-PRONTO, 855-2-PRONTO. For qualified homeowners, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLS ConsumerAccess.org.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound.
I think they were going to do something there at one point, and they started the driveway and never finished it.
Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Visit aquablation.com. Aquablation.com. That's aquablation.com. Visit aquablation.com. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include, but are not limited to, urinary symptoms, mild pain, infection, or less frequently, urethral or rectal injury, or ejaculatory dysfunction. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more.
Larry Elder here. When it comes to supplements, 2 things matter most. Does it work, and can you trust it? Rather than just tell you about Relief Factor, we'll let our customers do it. We hear from people every single day whose lives have changed, and we like you to hear a few of their stories. Chris has spent years doing physical work, needing to keep sore at the end of the day. After starting Relief Factor, he felt so good he did something he'd never done before. He ran a half marathon. Now he tells all his friends about Relief Factor. I've got back issues. I've been taking Relief Factor every single morning for years. Without it, the back problems come back. They make it easy to find, and you'll be the next person telling
Back in the White House where I live. That's where I'm delivering this to.
Simply go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com. Or call 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF. You'll connect with our friendly local team, and they'll do everything they can to help. We hope you'll be soon.
Yeah. 3 books, a gift bag, and a greeting card, a get well soon greeting card that wasn't even on the shelf. It was under the shelf, buried. The staff was a big help. I was about to give up on it. They wanted some like a get well soon card. Greek book. Oh, these are all golf books. See, how much was everything? I just can't imagine spending what they spent on this shit. It's, 3 books, a gift bag, and a card for $70. Yeah, well, it's like a get well soon card. And it's funny too because the manager was actually helping me. Then she got somebody else to help us too, because she's like, I just did inventory the other day. There's real no rhyme or reason as to how we have our cards, and I just did inventory. We have 2,500 different cards. I'm like, holy crap! So they looked up the card in the store computer, and they're like, well, we got it in about a year ago, so it could be anywhere. It could be on the shelf, under the shelf, because there's like a little compartment underneath the greeting card shelf. So, and that's where they found it. I didn't want to give up this order, man, because it was a good paying order. I think it's like almost $20. She does. I was messaging her when we couldn't find it at first, and as soon as she said, "Well, can you just find something golf related to get well soon?" And as soon as I was about to reply to her, the girl that the manager had helping us said, "I think I found it." Thing is, most grocery stores and stuff like that, they tell you what aisle and shelf it's on and everything. I walked in there and I said, "I need help. I have no idea where shit is in here." I feel bad. I mean, it's kind of their job anyway too, but to help customers find certain books. But technically, I'm not the customer. They could have just been like, "Well, it's in that section." They literally went and pulled all the books off the shelf for me. The gas station site. I mean,
this is where they are innovative. This is where they're transformational. They have built out an AI software program, and they can take any insurance policy.
and temperature dropped severely around here.
They can take that policy, run it through.
Well, that's some good news, and then we kind of pissed off the current owners yesterday a little bit about something we did, but no big deal. They got over it.
It's available
But
and licensed in every state for your business.
We're dealing with one of the financiers tonight. That's what tonight's meeting's about. So, yeah.
Most people get insurance policies. Very few read it.
Baby steps, as usual. Everything has been fucking baby steps.
And you need to know what it means in reality. For example, what's covered, what's not covered. We've all met somebody that made a claim thinking something was covered, only when, oh, that's not covered, Mr. or Mrs. Smith. Sorry, good luck to you.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful houses out here.
Business value calculator. Why is that important? You can estimate what your business is worth, so you know what needs protecting. You don't want to be overinsured. You don't want to be underinsured. Anyway, they will show you all of this when you go to supershore.com/Hannity. Supershore.com/Hannity today.
Paid for by Supershore Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
All right, our good friend Lee Zeldin is with us, EPA administrator, and he's building one of the most impactful records, to be honest, under the EPA. I got to point out one thing about Lee
Rich
Zeldin
areas.
Many need to know as well. We've had Bruce Blakeman on the show. This may be New York's last chance to ever save itself from the insanity of these DSA, Mamdani, AOC, Hakeem Jeffries, Chucky Schumer crazies. And I mean, the same thing out in California. I mean, honestly, if you elect a liberal in California, it's probably over there too. And but anyway, that's up to you. You will live with the government you deserve at the end of the day. But he's done a phenomenal job, and it's kind of been underreported. For example, we've had the largest deregulatory action in American history. The Trump EPA has rescinded the 2009 endangerment finding, ending the Obama-Biden EV mandates and saving that's saving you $1.3 trillion. Sounds like, pretty large amount of money for people. Also, the EPA has helped truckers and farmers. EPA is fixed to the heavy-duty rules and regulations that eliminate DFA deratements. That's standard rigs and tractors mid-job, an estimated $12 billion in savings. That's $6,000 per truck on average. And, while keeping 90% of the reductions in place. They have many other historical things that they've done. Lee, you've done a great job. I know you're working hard. And you also helped Republicans save the U.S. House because you did so well in the last election in New York State that you were able to help carry across the finish line a number of marginal Republican congressmen that helped give the majority to Republicans there. I give you all the credit for that.
Well, Sean, it's great to be with you. And in that race in 2022, what a lot of people across the country saw, and well from your experience in New York, is that while New York City is just so heavily concentrated with Democrats, the rest of the state has a lot of purple and red districts. And we ended up with a House Republican delegation out of New York coming out of that election, which was the largest in a very long time. We had about 4 or 5 members who would have barely lost. Instead, they barely won. And you ended up with a balance of power for the last 2 years of Joe Biden's presidency. And that was a blue state of New York doing that to provide that balance. Also, as you know, too many people have permanently fled New York. They're not looking back. They're enjoying life in places like Florida and Texas and the Carolinas and Tennessee. They stuck it out as long as they could, but seeing New York leaders taking that state in the wrong direction, they said enough is enough. And they're taking their money and their pursuit of freedom and safety elsewhere. And very happy with life.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere other than New York. So that's an unfortunate reality. It's great to be on the.
I don't know. I was going to be at a gas station. It was pretty nice. I think it was going to be on a different section of the mall itself.
And being able to, for the history books, we're punching over the finish line, more deregulation in 1 year than the entire federal government have done in the past across all agencies combined across entire presidencies. That's how much of a mess we inherited, and at Trump speed, we've been fixing it.
Well, it's pretty amazing. What else do you think people need
I don't know how to get out of here now.
Because, I see the decline in Europe. I talk about it all the time. And I look at 4 basic factors that has resulted in this precipitous decline. I'm not sure if you can even save Europe at this point. But one is they have neglected national security, national defense, both as individual countries and collectively as NATO allies or so-called allies. Number 2, they have adopted radical climate alarmism. Number 3, radical socialism has also been adopted. Number 4 is they have, unfettered illegal immigration with no demands of assimilation.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm rooting for me too.
Great Britain, that's where,
well, for us anyway.
And they have no-go zones in France and other countries in Europe. I don't know how they fix this, and we see what's happening in Spain right now.
Yeah, then you have people here in our own country who look to places like that and they come up with the bright idea of saying, oh, we should make the United States more like that. There are fortunately people who are in power, President Trump and J.D. Vance come to mind, of individuals who look at the European model and say, well, maybe our country, believing in American exceptionalism, should be the best version of itself and not seeking to emulate these disasters of models that we're witnessing over in Europe. But unfortunately, there are others in pursuit of power, and they have a very different view of the future this country should look like. You brought up the climate alarmism. I mean, we came in as an agency where the belief was that in order to protect the environment, that you'd have to suffocate out of existence entire sectors of our economy, especially our energy economy. And we're proving that you can choose both. And every single day we're on the job, I'm limiting my power. I'm limiting my power to the best reading of the law, limiting my power in a way that limits whoever follows me in this position afterwards. And my message to Congress and others who might not be happy with that is, if you have a problem with what I'm doing, then change the law. But no longer are we going to have agency heads getting creative, giving themselves power that Congress hasn't done inside of statute. So we can get the environmental wins, we can help grow the economy, we can be responsible stewards of tax dollars, we can be accountable to the people, we can be transparent to the public. And that is the type of model that should be coming out of an agency like EPA, as opposed to having bureaucrats who are very much like those in charge of Europe, who want to take that climate alarmism to a level where your jobs end up getting cut. You have people who are paying more for their energy. They're losing consumer choice in what type of vehicle to own. And all of those costs and impacts and brownouts and blackouts that come with it. So, yeah, this is one of those key moments where hopefully common sense prevails.
Oh, I appreciate all the work you're doing. I think, unfortunately, it's underreported because there's always so much other news. But I want to give you a lot of props, and you're a friend. And
yeah, it wasn't a bad deal. I mean, like I said, even though it took a little bit of time, I was very grateful to the staff there. They were very helpful. I'd have never found that card if I didn't have at least two people helping me. I'd still be there looking.
Details, it is scary to me and to everybody. All right, quick break, right back to our phones. Toll free, our number is 800-941-SEAN as we continue.
Final hour roundup is next. You do not want to miss it, man. Stay tuned for the final hour free-for-all on the Sean Hannity Show. Increases funding approvals, credit line amounts, funding guidelines are not guaranteed, depend on individual qualifications and lender requirements.
They're pounding on the door.
They're threatening to close your business. If debt has your business on the brink, call Ray Reynolds, the godfather of credit. For over 40 years, Ray Reynolds has helped thousands of customers get millions in cash credit. It's no wonder why they call Ray the godfather of credit. He may even be able to raise your score above 750 before the end of the year. You can even get a new personal or business credit line up to $50,000 within days. If your credit needs a rebuild, call Ray Reynolds and receive a $1,000 cash credit card at closing. Raise your credit score to 750 or more. Call Ray Reynolds at 800-235-4364. 800-235-4364. Learn about Ray's secrets to success and how he can fix and improve your credit score to 750 or more. Call the godfather of credit rebuild, Ray Reynolds, at 800-235-4364. 800-235-4364. In a world traveling in AI everything, where your news feeds and shows get faked and filtered, there's still one place showing real stories, real winners, live. Reels Plus. Home to America's #1 cable entertainment program. We control live, capturing release in real time across the U.S. Plus thousands of hours of true crime, policing, and celebrity stories. So escape the fake and choose what's real. Subscribe now for just $4.99 per month and get a free 7-day trial at ReelsPlus.com. That's Reels with a Z or anywhere you get your streaming apps.
My name is Preston James. I've been a stock and options trader for 23 years. I used to be an active swing trader, but that all changed once I discovered my money press weekly paycheck method. These days, I'm a passive trader hauling in more cash while being able to sleep at night than I ever dreamed possible. I'm passionate about the market and I like to keep it simple. My methods are changing thousands of lives and I'm confident they can change yours. But let the proof do the talking. By going to accountproof.com, that's accountproof.com, you'll see a 7-minute video revealing how my money press method grew a $54,000 account to $174,000 in less than 9 months. That works out to 5.8% per week.
Get there. What do you mean get there? I've already made the delivery.
This isn't about overnight riches, but once you discover this for yourself, you can start on the same path.
That says I can't turn left here. Why can't I turn left there? Onto the freeway.
Accountproof.com to get started. That's
It's fucking weird.
It used to be the stuffy tissues of your nose was really the only way to stop your messy, frustrating nosebleeds. Nampons are the doctor-recommended better option that over 3 million people have already discovered. So what's a nampon? Nampons
No outlet that way.
perfectly, expand for gentle pressure, and even have a clotting agent clinically proven to stop the bleeding fast. And now nampons are available at Walmart. So watch the tissue and be prepared for your next nosebleed.
Oh, this little dope that goes down to River Road. That's cool.
The first aid aisle.
Payroll's Friday. Rent's due. That big order just landed and you don't have the cash to fill it. Sound familiar? Stop waiting on the bank. That could take weeks. You need money now. You need Swish Funding. Swish Funding is working capital into your account fast. From $10,000 to $5 million. Sometimes in as little as 24 hours. And if that low credit score has you worried, you can relax. That's no problem. At Swish Funding, we look at your business, not just a number. Here's all it takes to get the funding your business needs fast. If you've been in business over 1 year, bring in at least $40,000 a month. That's it. Every day you wait, you're leaving money on the table. Don't let opportunities or your business slip.
Look off to the right. If the trees break up enough, you'll see I'm right down to the level of the Maumee River here. This is called Side Cut Park. Or actually, there's an opening. I'll turn the camera so you can see it. Usually there's not all this growth here. That was yesterday. And I don't think we're meeting at Red's for this. We're going to be talking about the purchase, so we're not meeting at Red's.
Hey, Sean, how are you?
Good. What's going on?
Oh, man. I used to listen to you when we both had dark hair. That's how long I've been listening to
I
you.
actually had one yesterday.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Listen, I can't do this job without you, and I don't think this way is so thank you.
That's I-75 going over it, but you can't really see it. So green down here. It's hard to see. Oh, there's a little piece of it there.
they've never spoke to anyone who actually lived it. What they're doing is they're listening to what their professors are saying and what their friends are saying. My mother and my grandfather and uncle, they lived under communism. And
shot of the river there.
Is actually from their mouth. It's not secondhand knowledge or anything like that. When the communists came from Germany, and when the communists first came into East Germany and they took over these villages, we owned a farm and we owned an electric motor factory, and both very successful. Obviously during the war years, farming and that was important, but it was always successful. And the first thing they did is they took everybody's farm from them, and they no longer owned that farm. And what happened, the farmers had to actually work on everyone else's farm, and the government, the communists, told them what to grow. Even if it didn't even grow there, they said, you need to grow this, and they said it doesn't work. So that was the first big problem. And then they had a meeting with everybody, and they said, look, everything's going to be better, everyone's going to be happy, everyone's going to be fed. My grandmother would say she would go down to the store to buy food, and it wasn't like, Sean, like when we go down, we'll go, hey, I'm going to go buy a couple steaks, I'm going to go buy this and that. We know what we're going to get. In her case, it was, let's just see what's there,
It is pretty remarkable what people don't know about communism. Maybe I'm too flippant in the way that I describe this. And as much as, okay, whatever form, name, manifestation, I kind of say the same thing in one way or the other. They make all these lofty promises that will never be fulfilled, as evidenced by, horrible government schools in our country, the Obamacare promises, the lockbox for Social Security, the borders closed, the borders secure when it's wide open. Joe is not a cognitive mess. I mean, we get lied to, COVID, we get lied to by our government all the time.
Yeah.
And I guess, what's frustrating is once you give this power in the name of false security and promises that will never be fulfilled, you end up every time it's been tried with the same results. More poverty, broken promises, a loss of freedom because you empowered this group of bureaucrats, and they're in this for power. They're not in this for you. But you've empowered them to confiscate the wealth of hardworking people and give it to you in the name of all of this security. I'll never have to worry about my kids' child care. I'll never have to worry. I'll have a government guaranteed job. Government guaranteed health care. Government guaranteed.
I don't know how
retirement.
close to being to live you are. It sounds like you're a bit delayed.
On and on. They can't possibly do it. Their history is one of failure after failure after failure. Why would anyone trust them? Last word.
My grandmother said, and this is from a woman who lived under communism.
Yeah, you're way behind, homie.
Under communism, you do not live. You exist a miserable existence. That is the difference, because they ended up here in America, and my grandfather, he had the tallest flagpole with the biggest American flag in the neighborhood, and he would spout patriotism all the time.
Get an order. Another big one.
And
Family Dollar. Okay.
You don't live under communism. You exist a miserable existence.
It's all true, and I have met people. The Cuban American community in Miami is one of the greatest communities you can
Family Dollar,
because they escaped communism
and
something else, the revolution, and the property confiscation, and the murder, and the mayhem, and the death.
I'm getting tampons.
All those false promises caused. You learn so much from people that lived it. Anyway, I appreciate you being with us. Appreciate your call, my friend. God bless you. Glad you are here and in freedom. I'd like freedom around the world, to be honest. And do you like war? No, I don't like war. I prefer no war. Listen, health, wellness, fitness, nutrition, longevity, we're all thinking about it. But in truth, we're all kind of guessing our way when it comes to health.
Another shopping order.
Guessing what food to eat, what supplements to take. Look, everybody has their unique fingerprint.
Oh, wow. It's a multi-order, too.
You can't change that. But when you eat certain foods that bloat you or give you brain fog and you're tired after you eat, well, usually that's a message your body is trying to send you. Your RNA will tell you what's happening in your body right now. That's where the science of Biome comes in. Now, Biome is a simple at-home gut health test. They use advanced RNA technology to analyze your gut microbiome so they can understand how your body's really functioning based on science. And then from there, they will create a personalized food supplement plan designed specifically for your body. So instead of guessing, Guidance.
Fucking, they're going to be in the middle of the fucking intersection.
Follow their plan. They usually report better digestion, more energy, improved mood. Linda learned not to drink those, putrid projectile vomit kale shakes that she used to drink. I told her for years it rots in your gut. I said you need to eat more red meat. Well, Vio now told her the same thing, and she goes, "Yeah, I've never felt better." I'm like, why would you ever listen to me? Anyway, go to Viome.com, VIOME.
Yep, mommy.
/Hannity. And if you use the promo code Hannity50, you get $50 off.
This is a multi-stop order here. Multi-stop, multi-delivery.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value for your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
When you're running a business, there's one question that never goes away. What's actually bringing in
Oh shit, I just blew that stop sign. Oh well.
I don't know. CallRail replaces that guesswork with clarity.
Yeah, maybe. Usually it's pretty quick with Rumble though. Usually YouTube is really delayed.
That's why over 220,000 businesses use CallRail to market smarter and grow faster. Stop guessing what works and start proving it. Try CallRail free at callrail.com. Business owners, tired of slow banks, piles of paperwork, and credit-based loan denials? At Signet, funding is based on your revenue, not your credit score. No red tape, no waiting weeks, just fast access to capital.
Oh yeah, it was good ham too. It was like really, it's not like deli ham, but it was like thick cut slices of smoked ham. Really good.
No cost, no obligation. That's
It was yesterday. They might have done it again today.
signetfunding.com. Running a business is hard enough, so why make it harder with a dozen different apps that don't talk to each other?
Yeah, it just seemed like you were responding to things I said a couple minutes ago. I was like, wait a minute. That's why there was confusion about what you were talking about.
Accounting, inventory, e-commerce, and the best part, Odie replaces multiple expensive platforms for a fraction of the cost. That's why over thousands of businesses have made the switch. So why not you? Try Odoo for free at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
And under our leadership, the forgotten men and women will be forgotten no longer. With your help, your love, and your vote, we will put America first, and we will make America great again. Freedom never gets old. Celebrating
Back in the spot here.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The Senate committee votes in favor of holding former NIH Director Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress for refusing to testify about the origins of the COVID virus. Correspondent Laura Winters reports.
All he had to do was tell the truth.
The Senate Homeland Security Committee, led by Chair Rand Paul, voting to hold Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress. This follows Fauci refusing to answer any questions, invoking the Fifth Amendment 111 times. Here's how the vote went down.
Mr. Chairman, on the vote of those present, the yeas are 8, the nays are 5. On the vote by proxy and for record only, the yeas are 0, the nays are 2. On this vote, the yeas are 8, the nays are 5, and the motion is agreed to.
Laura Winters reporting.
Ukraine has hit targets deep inside Russia.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that Ukraine has hit more oil facilities deep inside of Russia. Ukrainian forces targeted refineries in Bashkortostan and the Yaroslavl region in an attempt to weaken Russia's wartime economy. They also hit Russian military patrol boats in the Black Sea. Meanwhile, Russian drone and glide bomb attacks across Ukraine killed at least 3 civilians and wounded several others. Zelensky is urging allies to supply interceptor missiles to bolster Ukraine's air defenses.
Correspondent Karen Shamus reporting. The Israeli military says 2 soldiers have died in an explosion in southern Lebanon. This marks the first Israeli deaths since a truce with Hezbollah began in June. 4 of the soldiers were seriously wounded. The explosion occurred in the village of Majdal Zun, and the cause is under investigation. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 464 points. The Nasdaq dropped 15. The S&P lower by 13. More at townhall.com.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, you need the best team on your side. Priority Tax Relief has helped thousands of Americans resolve their IRS problems and settle for pennies on the dollar. As a leading tax resolution firm, we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, hundreds of 5-star reviews, and a 4.9-star rating on Google because we deliver results and huge savings. If you owe $5,000 or more and even facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or IRS letters, call us today at 800-735-0945. Once you call, our tax professionals will call the IRS with you for free. And within minutes, start negotiating a settlement. We'll put a stop to collections and fight to get you the best settlement possible. Choose the company Americans trust most. Call Priority Tax Relief now at 800-735-0945 to see what relief you qualify for. Don't wait. Make the call. Dial 800-735-0945. Once again, that's 800-735-0945.
The Food and Drug Administration has approved a new flu vaccine for older people.
This will be the first vaccine made with the same mRNA technology that was key to ending the COVID-19 pandemic. Moderna, the Cambridge, Massachusetts-based company, says it expects some supply to be available in certain stores soon. The shot is called M-Placebo and is for adults age 50 and older. It offers an additional option among the multiple flu vaccines available, including 3 specifically recommended for people age 65 or older, who are especially vulnerable to influenza. John Scott reported.
WK Kellogg said Thursday that it will remove artificial colors from all its cereals by the end of this year. The change comes a year ahead of schedule. Kellogg said last August that it would remove synthetic dyes from its cereals by the end of 2027. News and analysis at townhall.com. From Washington, I'm Keith Peters.
Ready for a bathroom upgrade that won't disrupt your life? Jacuzzi Bath Remodel is here to help. Take the stress out of renovations with quick professional service from the name America trusts. Affordable, stunning selection of tubs and showers, each designed with style, safety, and your budget in mind. With customizable features like grab bars and seats, your new bath or shower will meet your entire family's needs.
I absolutely love my new bathroom. It's very hard to believe that they get done in one day. Jacuzzi really outdid themselves.
Right now, we're waiving all installation costs.
Sorry, they're not tampons, they're maxi pads.
Call now to schedule your free design consultation and quote. Call 800-561-3386.
I don't know, I was still working, man.
3386.
I didn't end my stream.
800-561-3386. With purchase and installation, financing from third-party lenders, subject to credit approval. No interest and no payments paid in full within 12 months. Interest charged from purchase date not paid in full. Not all will qualify. Call dealer for details.
Yeah, Mike Slater. My dad passed away.
So, maxi pads and Little Caesars. Now I'm going Little Caesars.
Super hard, obviously. My dad had life insurance. So
quarter-mile away.
He passed away. He was still able to provide for my mom. And of course, by extension, my brother. This is why I have life insurance for my family, my wife, and 4 kids. The best place to get life insurance is inDOCtriNATIONlive. Because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test. Just a few health questions. 10 minutes.
This is shooting down this alley. This is fucking weird.
You get $2
Oh.
million coverage for $2 a day. That's a 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoker. We don't like to talk about death.
This is not going to fucking work.
Everyone's going to die. We're going to die.
That's a fucking mistake. Why the fuck would I have you go down the alley?
Ethos.
No way I'm getting across
Ethos.com/Slater. Rates me very good.
The road. I gotta turn and get in the other side.
Slater.
Well, it's actually to 2 different people, so somebody's having a so-so day and someone else is getting some nice pizza. Come on now. They're fucking blocking the intersection. I hate it when people do that. Yeah, get out of the fucking intersection, you idiot.
That's not much of a choice. If Mr. Koval doesn't want to be in my party, the party that I belong to, that Micah, that Syed belongs to, he can start his own party.
Freedom is back in style. Welcome to the revolution.
We're coming to your city. Gonna play our guitars and sing you a country song.
Sean Hannity. The new Sean Hannity Show. More behind-the-scenes information on breaking news and more bold-inspired solutions for America. Coming up next, our final news roundup and information.
Go!
All right, news roundup and information overload. Our number is
Pull forward.
941 Sean.
You got an arrow, dude.
A part of the program. We have been spending a lot of time looking at what is now a more radicalized Democratic Party. I argue that the Democratic Socialists of America, they now have since
fucking idiot.
They
I'm gonna put this motherfucker down.
At that point, I'm sorry, over 250, and they're going to have at least 40 plus new candidates on the ballot this year. Their stated, printed agenda is very clear: eliminate the Senate, eliminate the presidency in terms of who chooses.
We'll let her know too.
Judiciary,
fucking blocking.
for illegals, abolish borders, abolish ISD, fund the Department of War, end all deportations, eliminate cash bail.
Fuck you. Fuck you, bitch.
Oliver Larkin is a DSA candidate. He was in Florida's 25th district. Anyway, by the way, not far from where I live. It's Palm Beach County, areas like Delray Beach, which I know very well, Broward County, and Miami-Dade. Anyway, he supports personally tuition-free college, abolishing ICE, Medicare for all, ending U.S. aid to Israel. He was inspired to get involved in politics, according to everything I've read about him, by his icon, Bernie.
No, it wasn't the work truck, dude. There was someone blocking in front of him. I thought it was him at first. Dude, these fucking mommy people are fucking morons, though. No, actually, it was... That dude was all right. There was someone in front of him blocking him. He couldn't move. All right, let me go get this pizza.
And is seen, in this particular case, he's seen as a long shot.
Pick up my 509, like, right now.
What happened to you? How did you change? What went wrong in your life?
I would say what went wrong is what went wrong for the United States of America. I was coming of age at the height of the Great Recession when George W. Bush had tanked the economy. We were stuck in a war with Iraq and Afghanistan that had sucked $2 trillion out of our economy. And I really believe in a country that delivers big, bold change. And I was inspired to become a Democrat when Barack Obama was running for president on universal health care, on nationwide high-speed rail and public transit. Of course, we didn't see the change, the hope and change that he promised. And that led me to Senator Bernie Sanders in between two elections of our then Governor Rick Scott, who's denying terms like climate change. And when I saw Senator Sanders talking about the corruption of Citizens United and a for-profit healthcare system when the United States is the wealthiest nation on earth not to guarantee healthcare as a right, I was inspired to get involved.
Well, let me ask you this about
I need to take a picture of the pizza bag.
Topic to me because I was honestly against
one thing, it's another, man.
And Barack Obama went all around the country to sell this. He got passed by reconciliation, as I'm sure you're aware. And the promise was keep your doctor, keep your plan, and the average family saves over $2,500 a year. Well, the results are in. Millions of Americans did lose their doctors. They did lose their plans. On average, Americans now pay about 300% more. And there's almost 40% of the country now that only has one Obamacare exchange option. They pretty much take it or leave it. Would you argue that Obamacare, as sold to us, was accurate and correct?
I don't think Obamacare has delivered the kind of health care coverage that we hope, and Florida is one of 10 states that never extended under the Affordable Care Act. And
hey, John.
By the way, I appreciate you saying that, and I'm going to tell you why it matters. Because as I look at your agenda and look at your positions, you know, you're putting a lot of faith, hope, and confidence in the government, in your belief system. How would you rate? Now, Florida's ranked either number 1 or number 2, which is pretty amazing considering New York City, with only less than 9 million people in the population, has a bigger.
Yeah, this is taking me in the fucking Toledo. This will be it. These last 2 drop-offs.
But overall, New York, New Jersey, California, blue states, blue cities, because you're part of the party. Would you not agree with me that government schools are failing our children? We spend more per capita per child than any industrialized country, with the worst results. How are government schools? What grade would you give them in all these other states?
Well, in Florida, we have the lowest average starting teacher salary in the country. And
let me ask you that. What grade would you give government-run schools nationwide? We spend more per capita than any industrialized country, and we come in anywhere between 37th and 42nd in terms of reading and math proficiency. What grade would you give government-run schools?
I don't think that we're doing enough to provide for our children, whether it's providing.
So the government's failed again.
Adequate average.
Well, it's like Obamacare. They haven't done a good job with the money we've given them.
Thank you so much.
Let me ask you another question. Remember Social Security? Exactly. That money that we paid into it was supposed to be put in a lockbox, right?
With Social Security, if we're going to talk about Social Security.
No. Were the American people promised by government that the money would be put in a lockbox? Yes or no?
I'm not quite certain what that refers to. I do know that
in other words, that they wouldn't touch it, that they wouldn't spend it, that it was going to be preserved for the money that they put in would be preserved, and I'll give you the answer. They raided the lockbox, so government failed there too. When Joe Biden told the country, along with Kamala Harris and Alejandro Mayorkas, that the border was closed and the border was secure, were they lying to the American people? Did government lie to us?
I'm not certain what was within their capacity to control with immigration. Obviously, we saw the thing.
What do you mean? Donald Trump became president. Now the border's completely closed. Nobody's crossing the border. So it was within their capacity. They chose to ignore it, and they lied to us.
Well, we have both parties have failed to.
I don't want to talk about both parties. I'm asking you specifically. Did Joe Biden, Mayorkas, and Kamala Harris lie when they said the border's closed and the border's secure? When over 12 million people that we know of came in from over 200 countries, among them known terrorists, murderers, rapists, child molesters, and then the Democratic Party at the president's joint session speech when he got back in office, Democrats wouldn't stand for the family of Jocelyn Nungary, and this 12-year-old girl was murdered and raped, or Rachel Morin, mother of 5, or Laken Riley. In this country,
I think that there should be accountability for anyone that's broken the law. And I also,
if you were in Congress, would you have stood?
It's the right to assumption.
Would you have gone against your party?
Abolished. I want to see Andrew Nixon elected to the Senate. And
didn't ask you that. I asked if you support eliminating the Senate. Let's start there.
I think that as a long-term reform, we do need to make Congress more reflective of a representative democracy. And
it's not a democracy. It's congressional republic.
It's not going to be within my power to decide as one of 435.
What is your position if you get to vote on it?
I don't believe that it's going to come up for a vote. I do know that there's legislation.
It is their stated printed belief. Do you agree with it?
Well, I said on principle, I think that it is an undemocratic institution. And
it's not. Well, yeah.
The answer would be yeah. I'm just asking. All right, the Congress now, moving forward, should choose the presidency and the judiciary. And would you support packing the Supreme Court?
I would support expanding the Supreme Court to 13 members, instituting term limits, and...
Thank you for answering. Should Congress choose the president and the judiciary, and in the case of the president, not the American people?
I think that under our current system, we should have the popular vote elect the president by the American people.
Okay, fair. You're against the Electoral College. Okay, thanks for answering. I'm just trying to get your views. Do you believe in amnesty for all people that didn't respect our laws, borders, and sovereignty, amnesty for illegals, and to abolish all borders? Do you agree with their platform on that?
I do support amnesty, and Ronald Reagan granted amnesty when he was president to undocumented.
So you support amnesty for everybody that didn't respect our laws, and you want to abolish borders and just leave our borders wide open?
I think that we need secure borders, and we need an orderly process so that we know who is coming and leaving our country through ports of entry. So I think that we need secure and safe borders, and I think right now with the militarization...
Okay, thank you for answering. I appreciate the answer. Do you want to abolish ICE?
I do, and I think we need to prosecute the individuals responsible.
Thank you for answering. I appreciate your answer. Do you want to defund the Department of War?
I do think that we need to radically cut our defense spending. The Pentagon has never been able to pass a budget.
Do you have a percentage? How much would you like to cut it by? What percentage?
Congress has never been able to pass the budget either.
10%, and I think that we need to phase...
Well, 10% is not what your DSA belief, your fellow DSA comrades believe. So you're 10%, you're not 100% like they are.
I don't think we're going to be in a position to ever entirely defund the Department of Defense. I don't think that...
But forget about being... If you had to vote on that issue, would you vote to defund it?
I would vote to radically reduce funding. We do need to still have a national defense.
Right. Moving on. Would you end all deportations?
Go, 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 go,
would you
go.
end all deportations?
I would certainly end deportation for people that have committed no other infraction but overstaying their visa. If there has been no, criminal history. And
what's the difference between overstaying your visa and entering illegally? You're just remaining illegally.
So,
would you eliminate cash bail?
I do think that cash bail is a punitive measure that goes against our Constitution.
Would you abolish prisons, and would you defund and abolish police?
All right, eliminate cash bail. Nobody gets bailed out.
There's always going to be a role for law enforcement in this country. I do really dislike...
Everybody gets held until
we have privatized for-profit prisons.
They're prosecuted.
And we incarcerate...
That's what they did to the J6ers.
Of the total global...
Yeah, crime is crime.
...of prison inmates.
I agree.
So
you would abolish a lot of prisons, but not all of them.
I certainly think like Geo Group, the corporate headquarters of the private prison corporation that's located right down the street from me in Boca Raton, we should have Geo Group or Core Civic. I do think that we need to really reform the Bureau of Prisons, and we need to end the crisis of recidivism. We have a prison system in this country that does not rehabilitate people. It really exacerbates mental health issues. They're impoverished by nature. They're, prisons are very violent places in and of themselves. And, when people come out, they don't necessarily have the tools to support themselves. And so we see people...
Do you think that public ownership of corporations should be taken over by the government?
It depends on what industry. I would like to see the ones that are necessary for human survival, like education. I would like to see free public college at public universities. I would like to see the energy economy and the healthcare system brought under...
Taken under the government's wing. Got it. Do you support a universal basic income for every American?
I think that's a novel idea, and I would like to explore how we can use that, whether it's through...
So you're in favor of the idea. Do you like universal child care, guaranteed?
Yes, absolutely. It's so hard for people my age to be able to build.
All right, thank you. Do you support universal guaranteed housing?
I would like to see a housing guarantee. I do not want to live in a country where people are going unhoused and wealthy.
Do you support government grocery stores?
I think that
he is a straight up socialist, not a DSA. He is a straight up socialist.
2/3 of Americans are finding the cost of groceries unaffordable right now, and that's under Donald Trump's economy and Republican control in Congress.
Fair enough. Do you support a transition to 100% renewable, meaning no more oil, gas, or coal?
Yes, absolutely, without question. We need to do that with great haste.
Okay. Do you support this premise, which is kind of...
Who is this guy? I want to know who he's talking to.
Each American based on their needs, from each American based on their ability. Do you support that?
I think that's a fine concept. I think that, we...
do you know who initially came up with that concept? It wasn't Mamdani. To each according to his need, from each according to their ability. You know who?
Marx, Karl Marx.
You don't, do you?
Inform me.
I will inform you. A guy by the name of Karl Marx.
I mean, I think, when America's been at our best, we've invested in programs like Social Security or the Fair Housing Act or Medicare or any Medicaid, any number of policies that, the social safety net in the United States are some of the most popular policies, no matter people's partisan affiliation. I mean, plenty of Republicans have great regard for Social Security and for Medicare. They want to see it expanded. They want to see the wealthy pay their fair share in Social Security tax, having their income at $184,000, or have Medicare cover vision, hearing, dental, mental health care, and reproductive health care. But these are programs.
I appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate your answering the questions. You sound like a nice guy, very misinformed, but we in this
who is this guy?
Right to disagree.
I'm about to turn on the Tigers. I think they were up. Yeah, they're up 4-0 in the fifth.
Florida's 25th district, at Palm Beach County, parts near Delray Beach and Broward and Miami-Dade. Anyway, Oliver, thank you. Appreciate you.
Oliver, who?
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Linda, would I be a good prosecutor or not? You've been great on the other side of the break. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
Does that sound good, boss?
Sounds good, boss.
Immigration, jobs, healthcare. The news you care about is right here.
Socialism never works. Norway and Denmark were not real socialism. It's easier to open a business in those countries than in the U.S.
Life insurance, just a few dollars a day.
The only
no medical exam. Simple, easy,
socialistic type things they did was healthcare.
Smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance.
Same with Canada. But then again, their income tax is over 50%.
That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not so perfect candidate.
Socialism doesn't work anywhere.
Prescription meds, you're overweight, winter fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few inches, you can probably buy you $1 million.
I gotta go to Pete's trailer park, and then I'll figure out where these maxi pads are going. I wonder if this is a hand-to-me type delivery. I know the pizza just says leave it door, which seems weird in the rain. Hopefully they have a covered doorway in their mobile home. Is it lot? What lot? Lot 130? Okay.
Reduce the rate of calcium oxalate crystal growth by 99%. Yes, 99%. Don't wait. Start taking Kidney Cop Calcium Oxalate Protector today. That's Kidney Cop, C-O-P, Kidney Cop. Order today at Amazon.com, Walmart.com, or KidneyCop.com. That's Amazon, Walmart, or KidneyCop.com.
If you have a 2, 3, or 4% mortgage rate, don't refinance it. You don't have to, but you can still get cash out of your home. Introducing Loan Pronto's zero-cost equity loan.
Arco. I've never heard of an Arco gas station.
Your first mortgage and without any fees. One local homeowner just got $100,000, paid off all their credit cards, paid off their existing HELOC, remodeled their kitchen, and saved over $1,500 per month. And it gets better. There's no hard credit pull up front.
Yeah, me too.
Appraisal,
I hate to get a bad grade because their pizza sat in the rain too long. Hopefully it's a covered doorway.
Next 2 house payments. Loan Pronto. 2,800 5-star Google reviews.
Yeah,
Loan Pronto now.
Once I drop these 2 items off, I'm gonna be done. I found out where we're meeting, so.
Without paying closing costs. LoanPronto.com.
Looks like the guy that we're supposed to meet hasn't even replied to us yet, though.
855-2 Pronto. For qualified homeowners, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLS ConsumerAccess.org.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working.
Hello.
Hi, we're calling from Prestige. I just had a question about the link you sent to set up the new customer account.
Yeah.
Is it a mobile account or is it?
It's both.
It's both. Or non-mobile?
It's both. It's one of the new. It's mobile and internet there.
Okay. So it's one account for both your things?
Yeah, I think they do 2 account numbers in it, but it's one bill, I think. So
when I do which one I should choose, like it's asking me when I click on the link, it's verifying my information, but it's asking me if it's mobile or not. So I guess either one should be fine.
I would assume. I mean, it actually lists 2 account numbers once you get logged in there. So I don't know if you can
Oh,
see.
maybe it just means the full. Okay, let me try and move on to what happens. Because he. Oh, yeah, it works. Okay. Yeah, looks like we're good.
Yep.
Okay, fine. Okay,
All right.
thank you.
No worries. Bye-bye.
Yourself 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not
Oh, he's
great.
waiting.
It's fine. That's the problem. Fine.
Sweet.
Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication.
All right, let me get out real quick. I'll be right back.
The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. Over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. Surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable.
No worries.
Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Visit aquablation.com.
It's gonna want me to take a picture because you have to leave at the door thing.
Visit aquablation.com. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include, but are not limited to, urinary symptoms, mild pain, infection, or less frequently.
All right, man. Enjoy.
Or ejaculatory dysfunction.
Yep, have a good day.
It may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more.
So when I ask, what is Odoo? What comes to mind? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software. Some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also
All
say
right, now to
Odoo is
deliver
like
some
stock because it grows with your company and is also
pussy pads.
magically affordable. But then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. I mean, whatever your business needs.
Let's see how far away this is.
HR programs, you can build
Directions. Oh wow.
That's perfect for your
company. I really got pulled into the suck on this fucking order.
Well, I guess Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is fertilizer magic beanstalk building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it. Which
another fucking 4.5 miles away, 12 minutes.
What every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Hi, I'm Joe Perillo with JoePerillo.com. We know many of you are searching for just that right pre-owned luxury vehicle. That's why I want to tell you about JoePerillo.com. At JoePerillo.com, you can browse our huge selection of curated luxury vehicles. JoePerillo.com is based in Chicago, but we ship cars all over the country. Check out JoePerillo.com. That's Joe Perillo, P-E-R-I-L-L-O. Or dial 312 BMW 1111. That's 312 BMW 1111.
Yeah, he got cheese bread and a pizza. Or the Italian, whatever. It was nice of him meeting me, though. Outside.
Friends at 6 Hour, they're celebrating 250 years of freedom. They have an exciting summer promotion. When you buy any new P365 pistol, you will get a free 6 Hour everyday carry flashlight. This is one of the best everyday carry flashlights that you can buy. Right now, when you buy the #1 concealed carry pistol in the country, you will get that free. I carry both of them every day. Anyway, 6 Hour, proudly made in the wood-free or die state of New Hampshire. More than 300 workers, nearly a third of which are veterans, former law enforcement. 6 Hour, a proud partner of our great U.S. military, the official sidearm of all branches of the U.S. military. Now, I have many 6 Hours. I have the M17 pistol. That's the same pistol carried by our brave men and women defending freedom around the world. The P365, the #1
Oh no, he was cool.
pistol in the country. We are a 6 Hour family. Sweet baby.
I think he realized it was going to get wet. That's why he came out and met me.
P365 Rose Special Edition. Go to 6hour.com today. Buy any P365 pistol. You get the free 6 Hour everyday carry flashlight. That's 6hour.com today. All right, quick break. Right back to our phones. Toll-free. Our number is 800-941-SEAN as we continue.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds.
Well, those are tampons. Pussy plugs are tampons.
Real value for your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Summer moves fast, and Black Rifle Coffee Company is bringing the fuel to keep up with it. Also, the company is suddenly leading into patriotism for America's 250th birthday. BRCC has proudly celebrated America, her military, her values, and the people who fed this country since the very beginning. That's what makes Black Rifle different. Every can, every bag, every box purchased gives back to the communities that make America better every day. This summer, stock your cool with their ready-to-drink cold brew coffee cans in just black and vanilla. Smooth, bold, and built for hot days, road trips, late weekends, mornings that start early. And when you need something with even more kick, Tiger Strike delivers bomb pop-inspired flavor with 0 sugar and 200 milligrams of caffeine. Built for long summer days.
Oh, this says meet me in the lobby.
No fake patriotism.
What the fuck? So I actually have to meet this person in the lobby of whatever is at this address.
Black Rifle Coffee Shop. Online at blackriflecoffee.com. Veteran founded, American roasted. This is America's coffee. Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent are required to purchase. Message data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and then use the wrench. That's why I take Eugenics Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text LEAP to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Eugenics Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Eugenics Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text LEAP to 215215. That's LEAP to 215215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
By texting safety without, we receive recurring automated marketing messages from Bold Ed. Message and data rates may apply. Purchase required. Service supply. BoldEd.com/members.
Got pet stains? I did. Urine, dirt, mud. I scrubbed and scrubbed. Back-breaking work. Then I got Bullshot pet stains and odor remover. Now I just shake, point, and spray. Bullshot is the enzyme-powered foam stain remover and deodorizer. Its professional strength foam clings to carpet fibers, rugs, and upholstery, breaking down stubborn stains and neutralizing odors at the source. No scrubbing required. For tough stains, just let the foam work for 20 minutes or more. Pet-friendly, water-based, no harsh residue. Proudly made in the USA. Professional stain removal could cost hundreds, but today you'll get an instant 15% off Amazon promo code for Bullshot Pet plus free shipping. Just text PET to 64,000. That's PET to 64,000 for an instant 15% off Amazon promo code and free shipping. Text PET to 64,000 now.
Hi, it's Terry Williams, president and owner of One United Bank. Ever wanted more clarity about your money so you can go from spender to super saver? Upgrade with Wise One AI Money Management built with Google Gemini. It's like having a personal financial coach in your pocket. Wise One speaks human, not bank. Ask questions and get the truth. First of all, we offer Wise One as a standalone subscription service, so you don't have to switch banks to get it. Go to oneunited.com today.
When you're running a business, there's one question that never goes away. What's actually bringing in customers? And too often, the honest answer is, I don't know. CallRail replaces that guesswork with clarity. With CallRail, you can connect every lead to the marketing that drove it, analyze your conversations, and capture leads around the clock, even when you're not available. That's why over 220,000 businesses use CallRail to market smarter and grow faster. Stop guessing what works and start proving it. Try CallRail free at callrail.com.
Hennion and Walsh was made for people like you. People who value speaking to the right people at the right time. That's why we answer the phone ourselves, to understand you and help you invest for the life you want, because you've earned it. We're Hennion and Walsh, and a human connection. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Hennion & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Hennion & Walsh, member FINRA SIPC.
Tweet channel 125 and on the SiriusXM app.
Sean's got more behind-the-scenes information, more contacts than anybody,
More friends behind the curtain. Sean Hannity is on.
All right, 25 now to the top of the hour. Toll free, our number is 800-941-SEAN if you want to be a part of the program. Look, I know headlines change and news cycles are very fast in this day and age.
I'm definitely in the hood here.
The story doesn't go away, and that's the reality of what Israel is doing. They're fighting for their very survival, and they've been targeted by Iran and their proxies, densely populated areas, and the need for humanitarian assistance has never been greater. I mean, communities constantly on alert. Parents have to think twice before they can even send their kids to school. They have underground bunker playgrounds in some areas. I mean, it's just so sad, but basic humanitarian assistance, food, water, shelter, clothing, medications for the elderly. They have mobile medical clinics only because of your generosity and the hard work of the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. Anyway, they are fighting for Israel's longevity, and they are doing an amazing job, but please help them. They're asking for help so they can provide all this humanitarian assistance that is so needed. Anyway, it's prayifcj.org. We hope you can donate generously. Prayifcj, one word, .org.
Requested you hand them the order. They added the following instructions. Meet at lobby.
Not as mean as I've heard you in my life. So you did pretty good. I've heard you get more angry about a broken computer, so good on you for holding your temper and not wanting to throw the phone across the room. Good job.
Family house. Okay.
I thought that...
I know what this is. I know this place.
The Karl Marx question was especially interesting because he really did.
I'll be right back.
You are not giving me enough props. I kicked this guy's ass, and he has no idea what hit him.
But you did it with, like, soft, furry slippers.
That's how I
normally you do it.
That's how I always do it.
No, normally... Okay, yeah, even Jason...
Look, I've had my moments in the past where I'm pissed.
Moments?
Pissed. I just...
Moments? My friend, normally, when people...
I mean, you try to piss...
When you say, Linda, I'm going to talk to this liberal, I put on my helmet. I'm like, oh, boy, here we go. Okay, right, I'm ready. Here. Does anybody have shelter?
Sometimes I go, so, listen, I had this guy on TV last night. What was his name? We have the tape.
Chris
the
Rock.
guy in Pennsylvania. Oh, yeah, from your state. And the bluest...
He's from Philly. He's from Northwest Philly.
The bluest, where you were raised, for crying out loud.
That's my point. Those people down there don't have a clue that they're being led into the lion's den.
All right. Grade me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What I got?
For your cutoffness, you get a 10. You get an A. For your aggressiveness and tone, I would give you like a 5, 6. I think you were pretty deep. Your questions were pointed, but you were not as mean as I've heard you, I have to say.
I never get mean. That is just fake.
Oh, my God.
News. The only one that gets mad is you.
I'm mad all the time, but I'm honest about it. There's no...
Yeah, it's a shelter house, actually.
Let's go to Gavin. He's in Kansas.
She was across the street. Her kid...
What's up, Gavin? How are you? Glad
that was one of her kids in the street there.
Sean. Thank you for having me on. I'd like to cover some...
John's Corner Bar.
Raised yesterday with one of your callers, and then follow on some comments about what your friend Oliver has just said. A couple of things to talk about there. And then I'd also like to say something about the debt levels that we're facing at the moment from the economic point of view as well. The first thing I want to talk about is we've got politicians running around saying
not bad.
they want to
paid about $40 in a couple hours.
This is going to solve a lot of our economic problems and redistribute the wealth to those who are...
if they're starting off sitting around for 20 minutes. I knew as soon as I moved.
I would like to just...
That spot where I sit there at that Dollar Tree is a good spot.
...percentage of what these people are worth. Let's take it all, right? What does that mean? So let's give it a little example. Let's take Buffett's money, Bezos's money, and Gates's money, which is just under $500 billion. And
what about Elon Musk? If we're going to go for everybody's money, he's the richest.
I'll come back to that. But if we just took those three and we redistributed across the 343 million people in the country, we all get $1,420 each, right? One. That's all. So the question that we need to ask these people who are running around and saying, look, let's tax the rich, and the next states take it. what are you going to do after that? So that's the first thing that I want to raise is to be asking these potential.
But I'm asking where they stand. The whole idea of this, Gavin, is that people know that they really need it. The whole idea is that people be aware that this is where they truly stand. The whole idea is that people will be voting in a midterm. There were 250 DSA candidates since 2019. Now we have 40 more plus on the ballot. They could all win. If Americans sit this out, the conservatives and Republicans sit this out, because for whatever reason, this could be our future. They will upend our country as we know it. I mean, let's keep focused on what matters here. But anyway, I'm going to move on. I got a lot of people want to weigh in on this. Joe in my state of Florida, free state of Florida. What's up, Joe? How are you? What do you think of that guy?
I think that guy was nuts. He has no clue. I'm sure that he never served in the military. I served over in the 80s when the Cold War was still going on, and I saw people being shot as they were trying to cross. I saw it through the news, of course, but, they were trying to escape communism, and right there where the border wall is along Checkpoint Charlie, they were just killing people trying to cross the border.
Well, thank you for your service, number one. But this is what scares me. So many people have fought, bled, and died so that we can live free. And the one thing that this agenda does is take away any concept of liberty.
No, I'm not.
I had this experience last night. Linda, what's this guy named?
Supposed to be at 6 o'clock, and I'm going to be there 8 minutes early, so I'm good.
What's that? Chris Rob. I'm sorry, Chris Rob. Right, so last night we had our Chris Rob, and he's running in Pennsylvania. He's up in Philly, where Linda grew up. And it was very similar. And the reason I'm going to play this is I want you to hear them in their unfiltered, their real beliefs, so that you understand what's at stake in November, why you must commit your heart, mind, and soul you're going to vote. Listen, Democratic nominee for
I'm not only going to vote, I'm going to be at working the poll again.
Joins us now. Chris, appreciate you coming. Well, let me just go through the DSA. Scott. My name is not Scott. My name is Sean, but that's okay. Apologies. Let's go. Nah, no worries. No worries. Let's go through the DSA beliefs. Yes or no? You want to eliminate the U.S. Senate?
That's not really what I ran on. That's the DSA national platform.
Okay, I'm asking. You're a DSA. You're a DSA member
because I'm the Democratic nominee for the 3rd Congressional District.
Do you want amnesty for? Sir, I'm asking you a quick question, then we'll give you time. Do you want amnesty for illegals and to abolish borders?
What are illegals?
Illegal immigrants, people that didn't respect our laws, borders, and sovereignty, entered the country without permission. Illegally.
I don't accept the premise of that question. There are folks who have documentation, but these are not criminal acts.
Excuse me, if you enter our country illegally, by definition, that is a criminal act. Do you want to abolish ICE?
Absolutely, and dismantle the immigrant concentration camps.
Do you want to defund the Department of War?
We need to radically reduce how much money we're spending with the Pentagon. Absolutely. Our war budget is radically larger than every other country combined.
Do you want to end all deportations?
Do I want to end all deportations? We want to make sure that there's an immigration system that is fair, just, and efficient, and we don't have that system.
No, it's not efficient, that's for sure, because of people like you.
But your president tried to kill that in order to be president again.
Well, he's also
I got money for that.
You do live in the United States, whether you like it or not. Would you like to eliminate cash?
I've been to John's. It's just a different place. This is where we're meeting because we're not meeting at Reds. Absolutely. I'm only about 6 minutes away from there.
Okay.
I'm not going to start raiding until after tomorrow. Because I didn't get my 75 unique chatters last month, they removed me from the creator program, even though I'm still monetized and earning. I don't get the extra earning that they pay out. So I get to reapply tomorrow, which after 7 days. So tomorrow's the 7th. and then I can recreate. And then I got to try and make all those, do all that within 3 weeks instead of 4 weeks. But it's doable. I figured out a way. I was talking to a couple of other smaller creators, and they basically said just go to a medium-sized creator that gets a couple thousand in their chat, and just as long as they don't have someone they normally raid, just give them a little like $5 to raid you, and just tell them why you're doing it. You just say, hey, if you could you raid me at the end of your stream? I need unique chatters. I've got a nice following, but I don't get that many chatters all at once. So to get that, and then have them hop in and just say hi and whatnot in chat would be awesome. So I wish I'd have known that before the end of last month how to do that, but that's what I'm gonna have to do.
We need to keep our communities safe, and there are ways.
So I still get my earnings for my subscriptions and for the rants, and if anyone ever donates on the Rumble wallet, I still get all that. But in the creator program, you actually get paid for the advertisements that people see. So that's the only thing I'm not getting paid for is the advertisements, even though it is monetized.
So the only way we could protect ourselves was to arm ourselves, because we couldn't trust the police because they were largely.
Well, we could trust the police now?
So yes, all of my people were armed.
Generalization that is not true. Let me ask you this: universal basic income, for the Green New Deal that you support, federal jobs. You want a guaranteed federal job, guaranteed income, guaranteed housing, guaranteed child care, government's grocery stores, no more oil and gas, etc. So my question for you is, we spend more per capita on education per child than any industrialized country, and we have the worst results. That's government-run, government schools. We adopted Obamacare. The promise was keep your doctor, keep your plan. Average family saves $2,500 a year. The results are in, and, well, millions lost doctors, millions lost plans, and the average family pays 300% more, and 40% of the country around that number has one Obamacare exchange option. Social Security was supposed to be put in a lockbox. This is all government run. You're putting your faith in government. So my question to you is why?
So this is the same government that's run
let me finish my question.
Republicans.
My question to you is why you put so much faith, hope, and trust that you want the government to basically control every aspect of people's lives. Why? Why do you have to trust them so much with that failed record?
Well, we're talking about a red trifecta right now. You all control everything: the Supreme Court, the presidency, the Senate, and the House. Where are your solutions? Why are we not doing so well?
Well, we just had 4 years of Biden and wide open borders and a president that didn't know what day of the week it was. So, I mean, I think we're doing a lot better off. Let me ask you if I can last question.
You're trying to talk about
the top.
currently.
The top. The top.
I wonder who this guy is.
Of Americans pay
this is the guy going for Philly.
The top 20% pay nearly 100. The bottom 50% of wage earners pay 1 to 2%.
Yeah, I just got to decide who I'm going to ask, whether it's going to be Robert Gouveia or. I can't do it until I am back in the program. I have to reapply tomorrow. So, like I said, I'm still monetized. I'm just not in the creator program. But I'm way over 1,000 followers now combined between my username and my channel. So, and I pick up several a day. I think I picked up almost 200 last month, new followers. So, and that's mainly I think I get most of those followers from my shorts. So I'm gonna start doing some more shorts again too. I wish that that was the requirement. Upload a bunch of shorts. This is a little tiny place right here. It's called John's Corner Bar and Grill. Oh, I beat him here. I thought Bar Bill was going to beat me. So let me.
Reaganomics. I don't know. I might consider your candidacy if you get rid of this other nonsense you believe.
This is
specious
argument.
I'm glad you're applauding Reagan. I mean, I feel like I've made progress with you today.
Listen,
70 to 28% is
probably things that we agree. I think there's plenty of things that we can agree on. I've worked with conservative Republicans for 10 years in the nation's largest full-time state legislature.
All right. Well, you have the bluest district in the country, so I imagine you're going to Washington. Congratulations. We appreciate your time. Thank you. When they say it, you need to believe it. That's the bottom line. Listen, God forbid a major storm hits. We're in the middle of hurricane season, and you lose your power, cell services.
All right. Well, I'm not going to sit in here and wait for them. I'm going to try and find us a place to sit.
Messages, they don't get sent.
This place gets pretty busy.
Without the ability to communicate with your family.
All right. So I will see you later.
Communication tool.
Yep.
That's where
you enjoy your evening. I may go live again. We'll see how long this lasts. If it doesn't last long, I might do a little bit more. I have to be up early in the morning. Got to go to a court proceeding. Nothing to do with me, though.
It's on a
nationwide. All right. Peace. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Talk to somebody on the West Coast. You live on the